today we are in Fernandina Beach, Florida, and we are bringing our History Unscripted series to Fort Clinch, as you can see behind me. Now, construction of Fort Clinch began in 1847, and although it didn't see any major combat, it did see service all the way up until World War II. I'm just giving you a little layout of the land here. This is the Atlantic Ocean, and this inlet feeds into the St. Mary's River, and just over there is Georgia, and here's Fort Clinch. Pretty cool. So we're about to head inside to Fort Clinch, but just before we do that, Fort Clinch was named after General Duncan Lamont Clinch. He was a general during the Seminole Wars and also was a congressman from Georgia. So now if we walked over the drawbridge and we're making our way through this main corridor here, and we're about to step foot onto the parade field. So now here's a different view. We're on the parade field, and it's located right in the center of Fort Clinch. As you can see, it's pretty big. Now, this field would have served as a place for troops to gather in the morning to take accountability or attendance, and I'm sure they also perform numerous training exercises in the middle of this field. You can see it's pretty big. So we're going to start right here, and this building is the guard rooms. Now, this is where soldiers would sleep, and I believe they would be tasked with guarding the prisoners. As you can see, here's the company officers, and I believe that was the 1st New York Engineers. But we're going to step foot inside now, and here's their living accommodations. Pretty cool. I've never seen 3 bunks stacked. Here's a little mess area where they can eat and I'm sure play games and relax a little bit. Correspondence desk. It's pretty cool. And a chimney, because it does get a little chilly in Florida. I know some of you may laugh at that, but every now and then we dip into the 30s. You can see the bunks. And here's just a closer look at the bunks. You can see this top-notch Tempur-Pedic fabric here. But it's pretty thin. You can see the paper-thin pillows as well. And yeah, so this is the guard room. And this is the living accommodations for soldiers here. And this is pretty cool. Before we head out of the guard room, this caught my eye. This is kind of their daily schedule. As you can see, 6 a.m. was reveille, and that would be in the parade field. And this is where they, again, when they would assemble and take accountability, I'm sure train. As you can see, it's just a beautiful day here in Fernandina Beach, Florida. This place is so cool. So something that I found pretty interesting was these squares here. Now, this is the original foundation of an unfinished officer's quarters. So they had plans to expand, but never finished, it looks like. And I believe these are the original bricks that were going to be used to build that new structure. That's pretty cool. Now, also, I learned that just over here, they also had plans to build an enlisted men's barracks. But as you can see, they never got around to that either. So now we're going to make our way into one of several kitchen and laundry rooms that they have here at Fort Clinch. And as you can see, pretty roomy. It's pretty cool. Pretty big table. And imagine each unit kind of had its own little area to eat. This is really cool. I love this brick. And this looks like maybe an oven. Let's see, take a look. Yep. So this would have been one of the ovens here. Pretty cool. So here's one of the many important commodes around Fort Clinch. And also, here's one of the dry storage rooms. Oh, that's pretty cool. They got props in here so you can see what it would look like, but they would keep cannonballs, black powder, that sort of stuff in here to stay dry. So also, I wanted to point this out. I don't know if you can tell, but the brick here kind of turns to concrete. And that was because during the Spanish-American War, this would be an active installation. And soldiers here would build a state-of-the-art gun mount for an 8-inch breech-loading rifle. That's pretty cool. So we're on the outer wall, and before I show you how they have the outer wall set up here, I wanted to just give you a little quick layout. This is a tunnel leading to the parade field, and we took this tunnel in here to the North Bastion. And man, this is a giant room, and it's pretty cool. And something that's sticking out to me is these loopholes and gun emplacements here. And this is just too cool. So they would have a cannon positioned here of some sort. But yeah, it'd be right here. And they would be able to fire. Now up there is the main gun deck. We're going to go up there as well. But man, this place has tons of defensive positions. So there, right there is a loophole. And that would be used for small arms. But I don't know if you can see, but here's the field of fire that this gun would have had. And covers a pretty good amount. Man, what a view. Just wanted to give you a closer look at these loopholes, primarily used for a soldier with a rifle. He'd be able to fire out. But as you can see, if you were shooting at this soldier behind this wall, I mean, chances are you are not going to hit him, but you can see he can easily fire out. So now we're going to make the journey up these really tight stairs up into the gun deck here. Oh God, and stairs are the bane of my existence at times, but this is pretty tight, but well designed. Wow. So we came up from that tunnel up the stairs, and here's the gun position up here and the commanding view that it would have had. Just a closer look at the gun mount here. But as you can see, the gun would sit on that bracket there, and these metal tracks would help the gun traverse. So since the gun was able to traverse, they'd be able to cover a pretty wide range and have a pretty big killing field. As you can see, the gun would have sat here, so they could have easily covered this inlet and all the water far beyond the shoreline here. Just an awesome view. What a great place. So something that I think is pretty interesting with these type of forts is the layers of defenses that it has. So as you can see, this wall is the outer curtain wall, and they also have loopholes there. And you would have your cannons on the rampart or parapet. But I wanted to give you a closer look at the loophole again. Again, a soldier would be here with a rifle, presumably, but it would be extremely hard to hit him from there. Just a really cool defensive position, and these things are all around the fort. So we're back onto the parade field, and this building straight ahead is the storehouse and dispensary. So obviously it would hold excess supplies, but the dispensary was for if soldiers needed various items when they were stationed here. But just give you a quick layout of the land. That tunnel straight ahead, that's where we were in the North Bastion. So you can kind of get a good glimpse of the sheer size of this place. So now we're going to go ahead and check out the enlisted men's barracks. And this is where the NCOs would have slept as well. We're going to make our way into the non-commissioned officer side of the enlisted barracks first. As you can see, living accommodations, pretty nice. Here's a correspondence desk. Nice one-man room. And of course, you got the GOAT Ulysses S. Grant on the wall here. Nice touch. So now it looks like we're making our way into a common area, or a recreation room. See a nice sized table here for multiple NCOs. Really cool. I love this brick. Man, this fireplace as the centerpiece, so cool. Looks like we got another room back here. But yeah, if you were in an NCO, looks like accommodations weren't too bad. But then again, it's easy for me to say in 2021. We're making our way to the lower enlisted side, and right off the bat, here's their common area. You can see here's a couple more bunks. We didn't see any bunks on the non-commissioned officer side. This is really cool. Another awesome fireplace with some of those old lanterns. And yeah, huge difference. Here is the enlisted room, and looks like we have probably almost 20 bunks in here. But this is where your grunts would stay. A little table there where they could play some games and relax. Another fireplace. Yeah, definitely a little different from the non-commissioned officer side. And looks like we have another room back here. Whoever got this room is probably pretty lucky. So before we make our way up into the upper gun decks, we got to check out the last building here. And this was the prison. So obviously in here, you would have your guards. And look, here's one of the cells and the accommodations that would come with it. Very nice, very nice. Here's some more bunks where the guards would have slept. Again, nice Tempur-Pedic mattresses. And here's another cell with some not so accommodating devices here. Huh. So we're up on one of the walls now of Fort Clinch. As you can see, the inlet's behind me. But I just wanted to show you the sheer size of these gun emplacements. I believe they're 8-inch guns. Not sure how far they can shoot, but they can definitely reach the other side of the inlet. But I just wanted to show you the sheer size of these things, and I wonder how many people it actually took to traverse this thing. I mean, these things are just massive. So we're making our way down the northwest wall, and this is just another look at these 8-inch Columbiad guns. And as you can see, the gun would sit right here, and it would traverse on this track. I just can't get over how massive these things are. I do believe they have some of the shells inside at the little visitor center here, which we're going to check out. But man, these things are just solid. And again, here's the commanding view that this fort has over the Cumberland Sound. And just over there is Georgia. And here's the outer wall again. And we are on top of the, I believe, the parapet. Man, this is just so cool. What a great place. So earlier I showed you the addition that was made during the Spanish-American War, and this is the gun emplacement that was built up close. This is where that 8-inch gun would be, and you can see parts of the older fortress. And I also believe they had a minefield out there in the inlet during this time. And here's just one more look at one of the guns here and the inlet it guards. And now before we wrap up here today, we're going to head inside to the little museum they have here now. Oh man, so we just walked inside and this is the first thing I see. And this is a Gatling gun. God, this thing is so cool. So it was made by Dr. Richard Gatling, and it was made in 1861. And although there were several models of the gun, this particular gun is a 1895, which saw service during the Spanish-American War at Fort Clinch. Man, this thing is so cool. So they would put the bullets in that magazine there, and then they would turn this handle, and those barrels would rotate and fire the bullets. And I just wanted to show you a look from the other side of the gun. Again, here's the magazine where the bullets were, and there would be a handle there, and they would turn the handle, and as the handle was being turned, these barrels here would rotate and fire. And I believe it could fire, I think, 900 rounds a minute. And just wanted to give you a overview of where we are. So here's Fort Clinch, and then there's the inlet and the Cumberland Sound, and then just across the way there is Georgia. So it's really right on the edge of Florida here, but it guarded a crucial inlet during this time, and this is what Fort Clinch looks like from the air. So if you've made it this far in the video, you've heard the Spanish-American War mentioned several times. Now here's a few pictures from the troops that were stationed here, mustering on the beach. And I believe this is Camp Amelia, where these troops are mustering. Man, this is pretty cool. Now Fort Clinch will remain unoccupied up until World War II, where it was re-garrisoned, and the Coast Guard would maintain this facility and be on the lookout for German U-boats. And here's a coastie on horseback on patrol for German U-boats. Man, this place is just really cool. I just wanted to show you one more thing before we wrap up here today. This is the original muster roll of Company E of the 1st New York Volunteer Engineers, who were garrisoned here during the American Civil War. Man, that is awesome.